things get even more crazy. Loki reveals that according to their myth and legends, the mountain's landmass that Elbaf is situated on existed for over tens of thousands of years and was known as the primordial world. This brings us to my deep theory that the Sunlight Eve and Treasure Tree Adam were planted alongside each other by the first native beings, giants who were once fishmen. Yep, the ancestors of the people of Elbaf originated from the sea. This is why the ancient Poseidon, Shirahoshi, King Neptune, and some of the other fish folks are ginormous, as they still have remnant DNA of the past. It's also not far-fetched to say that the Sea Kings, who can communicate, are the first communities to exist on the planet. Then came the fish folks, to the giants, to then possibly the humans. But according to my theory, the transition from the gigantic fish folks to the giants we see now were formed through a unique outcome. Similar to the Skypia and Gaia situation, the landmass around the Adam tree was knocked upwards, but from out of the seabed to on top of the ocean, floating away until it was stabilized, hence being the first world. This would explain the connection between the Adam and Eve tree, both having the same point of origin. In one translation, Loki says the mountains were from a time where the sun died, which could be an obvious reference to the pitch darkness under the ocean. Moreover, these ancient people probably used the two trees as a source of prayer and wishes. According to Vegapunk, devil fruits were created from the imagination of people who came before, so Treasure Tree Adam, like in its namesake, would accept the wishes and prayers that the people treasured, linking back to Yggdrasil's free will. Once the wishes were made, Sunlight Eve, like its namesake, would give birth to the devil fruits holding the wish in it. Now, we already explained why Imu covets the red line and how Eve reaches out to the garden of Marijoa, which once was taken care of by the Lunarians. But hey, if you guys want me to go into this in more detail, then smash the like button and let me know down in the comment section below. But regardless, all of this proves that the first sun god was in fact a giant. The will of its user passing down through the centuries, and then the need to become big and stretch things might be due to this as well. But knowing how One Piece goes around, Luffy might even get Loki under his wing. That's right, the 11th Straw Hat is here, guys. 5 RG's going to drop down in ranks even more. Take this shit no more. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. Don't go after me. All the warriors of Elbaf ganked his ass and locked him up. What did you expect, man? Honestly, you can't just go killing the king expecting nothing to happen. But hey, to his credit, he might have been able to take on everyone if a special person wasn't around. We also get confirmation that the chains that are tied around Loki are made of sea prism stone, meaning, of course, he cannot use his broken legendary devil fruit to break out. However, this guy is literally nuts, since he wants to start Ragnarok, as he stated in chapter 1130. But Luffy is not fazed whatsoever. He is just super excited to be in Elbaf, as he sees how massive the land is, all whilst completely ignoring Loki's conversation until it pisses him off. We then get to witness Loki's bounty of 2.6 billion berries. But a thing to note here is that his bounty is considered to be a special case, similar to Robin's and Sanji's, where Robin was given her bounty not because of power, but because of the threat of reading the poneglyph. In Loki's case though, since he calls himself the actual sun god, along with having a desire to destroy the world, the government decided they weren't playing around. However, Loki has a massive god complex, similar to Enel, stating that he bears the term sun god that has been passed down in the tales of Elbaf for many years and commands Luffy not to talk without his permission, even going so far as to make the distinction between themselves, with Luffy being just a mere human. Boy, Luffy better whip out his Nika form real quick and shut him up, because the tales they carry also speaks about how the sun god looked like, as in chapter 1111, Uncle Dory and Broggy instantly matched Luffy's Nika form as the sun god. Regardless, Loki gets to the point and we can see what he's trying to do. He questions Luffy on what he thinks about his current situation, in which Luffy just states the obvious, you know, he's locked up. Well, in the Norse mythology, Loki is the god of mischief, trickery, and deception. And so using these methods, he tries to trick Luffy into releasing him. But what makes this interaction so funny is that our boy finally becomes a victim of his own abuse. Loki calls him Rhodey.
Well, well, well. How the turntables
In fact, make sure to check out this video next.